So the situation with Telegram, or more precisely its slowdown in Russia, is getting completely out of control. Today, activists, or whatever you want to call them, I don't know, staged a protest at the Roskomnadzor office. Let's watch the video and then we'll read the explanation of what happened. Oops, and there you see the door opened, the security guard came out. Now you can see it clearly. Now watch the ending again. So some kind of movement. Then these guys take a few steps back and suddenly the heavy door begins to open. But they can't actually open it themselves because there is some kind of secure lock, a thick metal cable. Just look at how it's held shut right there. Oops, and they can't catch up. So what is all this about? We have an explanation from the Medusa publication. National Bolsheviks from Limonov's Other Russia put a bicycle lock on the entrance to the Moscow office of Roskomnadzor and left a poster there with the slogan, "We demand the internet without surveillance, Russia without Roskomposor." The prohibitionist policy pursued by Roskomnadzor does not ensure the security of the state. Enemies recruit their agents through regular mobile communications. Drones continue to attack Russian cities, while the blocking of social platforms, especially Telegram, deprives pro-Russian figures of patriotic platforms necessary for a successful information war. Blocking YouTube and Telegram is like surrendering cities to the enemy. This is unacceptable, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. And here, you see, it's not all just for nothing. Today, the governor of Belgorod region suddenly reminded everyone that his only means of communication during a total blackout is, in fact, Telegram. Everyone, come to your senses. Look.
Yesterday, we all saw that Telegram slowed down significantly, and I'm really concerned about that. Throughout the entire extensive period of our ongoing communication, my official Telegram channel has consistently served as the primary and most reliable source of information, particularly and especially regarding the critical matters of your personal safety. Given the rapidly changing operational situation, I'm concerned that the slowdown of the Telegram channel could affect the delivery of urgent information to you if the situation worsens, especially since we are in a frontline region. Therefore, I earnestly and strongly encourage you that, in order to receive vital information concerning your individual safety and the well-being of your loved ones, you should, of course, take a moment to sign up and register in the Max Messenger application today. I hope.
Max Messenger, a Russian messenger. In short, Belov is doing this quietly as if he's hiding from someone. But another State Duma deputy, whose name is, let me tell you, Sergey Mironov, the leader of A Just Russia for Truth, he didn't hold back his emotions and called everyone idiots.
Who is slowing down Telegram? Go to the front lines, to the special military operation. The guys who are shedding blood, their only connection with their families is with their loved ones. What are you doing, idiots? I'm naming names. Idiots, what are you doing? People are raising money for the special military operation. For many people, the only way to communicate with their families and loved ones is through Telegram channels. Yes, Max is a great messenger, but let's just give people the opportunity to decide for themselves what they want to choose. I want to say it again. Those who are doing this are scoundrels. People are dying there, dying for Russia, for the Russian world. Then what are you doing? Think about it.
The people who are dying there are also all a bit in shock. There are a lot of posts appearing on social networks, in Zid Publics. Here, for example, some Ivan Utenkov writes that the front, of course, is in shock, Starlinks are dead, and now they're jamming Telegram too. How are we supposed to fight? With carrier pigeons? Roman Flight is supporting this whole story, a person well known in the Russian Telegram space as well. He writes that the Ukrainian cyber forces managed to obtain data on hundreds of Starlink dishes through a fake registration bot in Russia in the SVO zone. This is already the Starlink topic, which continues. You know about this campaign. Now the Ministry of Defense has gained access to an entirely new database, which reveals information about Ukrainian traitors who responded to these fake messages, since that's most likely what they were, and accordingly about the number of registered devices. So due to the lack of alternative communication sources, when the dishes themselves were disconnected, some not so smart servicemen handed over all the data about these dishes to the enemy. And of course, how could we go without mentioning Telegram? Because right now, Telegram was supposed to replace all this communication. But according to these so-called Z-war correspondents, it can't do that. In other words, it can't be replaced. Next, another strike like this one. The State Duma has allowed for the possibility of blocking Google in Russia. A wonderful story. I think they should do it, not listen to anyone, just do it. And here's another situation. The domain of the WhatsApp messenger has disappeared from Roskomnadzor's DNS servers. That's quite interesting. So, following YouTube, WhatsApp has been completely blocked in Russia. It is reported that the messenger's domain disappeared from Roskomnadzor's DNS server database in exactly the same way as they say YouTube's domain disappeared from there yesterday. Now you won't be able to access the video hosting site or the messengers without a VPN. Network equipment won't be able to link website addresses to their IPs and will return an error. Well, the only person in the Russian Federation who basically doesn't see a problem is, of course, Putin's mustache, Peskov. He cast doubt, as Medusa reports, that slowing down Telegram would affect the communication of Russian military on the front in Ukraine. These questions, says Peskov, should be addressed to the Ministry of Defense. And I don't think you can imagine that frontline communication is provided via Telegram or some messenger. It's hard and impossible to imagine such a thing. In any case, specialists should be the ones to talk about this, stated the press secretary of the Russian president. Since the 9th of this month, users in Russia have started actively, Medusa just reminds us, submitting complaints about disruptions in Telegram's operation. Friends, the final days of Google are upon us, so please don't miss your chance and your mood to read the news one last time, maybe in your life. After that, it's back to analog and radio receivers. Now that's when you'll really start living for sure.